Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the idea of using silence as a response to rejection. This isn't about giving someone the silent treatment to manipulate them. It's about using silence to regain your peace, find inner strength, and embrace a new perspective rooted in Stoicism. If you've ever faced rejection and wondered how to deal with it, this video is for you. Why silence is powerful after rejection. When we face rejection, our first impulse is often to explain ourselves, to convince the other person of our value, or to try and change their mind. But this approach rarely works, and it often leaves us feeling even more vulnerable. Here's where silence comes in. Silence is powerful because it gives us the chance to pause and protect our peace. Choosing silence doesn't mean you're ignoring your feelings. It means you're respecting them by not reacting impulsively. In a way, silence is an act of self-respect. It says, I know my worth, and I don't need external validation. Breaking the cycle of overgiving. Many of us fall into a cycle of overgiving in our relationships. We invest so much into others, hoping they'll reciprocate or recognize our value. When they don't, we feel even more compelled to prove ourselves by giving even more. Stoicism teaches us that our value doesn't come from how much we give or how others respond to us. Choosing silence after rejection can be a powerful way to break this cycle. Instead of putting in more energy to get approval, silence allows us to reinvest that energy into ourselves. This doesn't mean closing off or ignoring people. It's about setting boundaries that protect our well-being. Silence as reflection. Choosing silence after rejection doesn't mean we're avoiding our feelings. It's a chance to reflect and understand them. In Stoic philosophy, silence helps us focus inward, giving us a moment to process our emotions and regain perspective. This is crucial because it shifts our focus away from the other person and back to ourselves. Think about the last time you were rejected. Did you take time to pause and sit with your feelings? Silence allows you to do just that, to observe without rushing to change the situation. This space gives us clarity and helps us realize that our happiness doesn't depend on someone else's approval. Silence creates room for self-growth. Silence isn't just about absence. It's an opportunity to invest in your growth. Rather than waiting for someone to see your worth, you can focus on building a stronger, more self-assured version of yourself. Take this time to dive into hobbies, explore interests, and reconnect with what brings you joy. In Stoicism, this is the practice of focusing on what we can control, our own actions, thoughts, and growth. Rejection can feel like a loss of control, but by choosing silence, we're regaining it. We're shifting energy from someone else's opinion to our own self-improvement. The effect of absence. Why silence speaks louder than words. One unique aspect of silence is that it allows others to feel your absence. When we try too hard to make ourselves understood, we make it easy for others to take us for granted. But silence makes people realize the value of your presence. Sometimes, people only appreciate what they had once it's no longer there. This doesn't mean silence is about making someone miss you. Rather, it's a chance for others to reflect on what they may be missing. And if they don't notice, that's a valuable insight too. You're learning who truly values you and who doesn't. Detachment as freedom. A major principle in Stoicism is learning to detach from things beyond our control, especially other people's opinions and decisions. When we attach our worth to how someone else sees us, we lose control over our own happiness. Silence helps us detach from this need for external validation. By choosing silence, you're letting go of dependency on others' approval. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It simply means you care more about your peace than about someone else's opinion. Practicing this kind of detachment is liberating. It reminds you that your sense of self-worth doesn't depend on anyone else. Reclaiming your own story. Rejection can make us feel like a supporting character in someone else's story, constantly waiting for their acknowledgement. But silence allows us to take back control of our own story. By stepping back, you're declaring, I am the main character in my life. You're showing that your value isn't defined by anyone else. In Stoic thought, true strength comes from within, from knowing who we are without needing someone else to confirm it. Silence after rejection is about reclaiming your life's narrative and choosing self-respect over external validation. Finding peace and moving forward. To wrap up, remember that silence after rejection isn't about waiting for someone to miss you. It's about giving yourself the space to heal, to reflect, and to move forward. It's a choice to protect your peace, to grow, and to realize that your worth is independent of someone else's acknowledgement. If you found this video helpful, Consider subscribing and let us know in the comments how silence has impacted your journey. Remember, you are enough, with or without anyone's validation. Sometimes, the strongest response is found in the power of silence.